I've been a divorce lawyer for over 16 years, and I know divorce avoidance when I see it. I have so many girlfriends, I have so many parents of my children's friends who talk to me about really unhappy relationships they're in. So this video today is all about why people avoid divorce. The obvious reason is for the kids. And I've done some videos in the past about how that's a myth. Your kids realize when you're disconnected. Your kids hear you're screaming and you're fighting. Your kids know the subtlety of your disappointment, anger, rage with your spouse. And so your kids aren't missing a thing. The kids want you to be happy. And if you're happy together, that's great. The kids want you to be happy. And if you're happy apart, that's great too. There's lots of research that shows that kids are just fine so long as they're with a connected, healthy parent. It doesn't need to be two parents in the same household all the time. Forget what the kids think. The real reason why people avoid divorce is because at the end of the day, they care more about what other people think than what their heart wants. That sounds controversial, but let that sink in. Are you really worried about what everybody else will think? Your neighbors, your Facebook group, your mom, your mother-in-law, your friends from high school who haven't seen you in 10 years, a lady at the office or a person at the office that's your rival and not nice to you, what would they think? Most oftentimes when people are in a terrible relationship, they know it, it's not improving, but they're not getting a divorce, is because they're stuck at the starting line of this race, caring what other people think over their own happiness. A lot of times we're conditioned to put our happiness last, to serve everybody else, to go through the to-do list, to never check in with ourselves and how we're feeling, thinking, acting, behaving, believing. So it's actually something that happens. It's quite common. It doesn't mean you're a failure if you've been putting everybody else's needs or the perceptions of others in front of you. But take a cold, hard look at what's happening and really dive in there and ask yourself, is the thing that's keeping me from walking through the doorway of the beginning of the rest of my life really about what other people think? And if the answer is yes, that's okay, but at least know it. When we understand that the people that we care so much about and what they think will never walk in our shoes, have lives that we would not want to switch with, that coworker that's mean to you, do you think they're happy at home? They're probably not. Would you want to switch places with them and be in their terrible marriage? Probably not. Is your high school friend who would never accept your new husband really maybe unhappy in her own marriage and is shocked to see you moving on and doing something different with your life because she had never thought of that before? Do people feel uncomfortable when you're doing well? Yes, a million yeses. There's lots of reasons for people to judge you, but you have to start learning to be comfortable with people being wrong about you. You can't fix everybody's stories. You can't control the message. You can only control yourself. If your life is miserable and you're unhappy, it doesn't matter what the post office lady thinks. She doesn't have to live in your shoes and walk in your shoes every day. So don't worry about people who don't live your life with you and who could never understand it and don't share your beliefs. They're not going to care and they're going to move on. But your happiness is important, and it's time to start focusing on yourself. Hope this helps.